Hi, hello there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lexi, I'm the Winter Child Witch, and I am going to show you today how I make sigils. Now the basics of a sigil is like you've got a phrase or a sentence detailing your intention, and you convert that sentence into a symbol to use in your ritual or for whatever purpose you need it for. So that's the premise we're going by, and yeah, hope you enjoy. Okay, so sigil making, sigil constructing, whatever you want to call it. I usually tend to construct a sigil on paper with a pen or some other writing implement before I use a sigil. So I like to use my fountain pen. This has been with me forever and a day. This has gone through school with me. I love this pen so much. You could use like a standard fine liner or Sharpie or whatever you have. This is like a cheap and cheerful one from Wilco, not sponsored. And what I use or gone over to using when I actually work with a sigil, when I write a sigil on paper or on a bay leaf to burn or wherever I'm going to be using it, I'm using a feather quill now. I will link you the video to how to make this one, where I learned to make this. It is relatively easy to make. It's hard to get it right so it actually writes properly and doesn't blot all over the way. I'll link you the video. It's quite fun. But for our purposes today, we're going to use my trusty old fountain pen. I am a happy witch. Now the technique I use is that I cross out the vowels, I think it is, so I, A, and I. And then I also go and cross out the letters that are double. So we've got two P's and we've got another H down here. And that leaves us with an M, an H, one P, a Y, a W, a T, and a C. So that's our basic shapes. These are now no longer letters, these are now shapes that we are working with. And sometimes I will go off on a tangent and just make something that is not in any way, shape or form related to the shapes of these letters, because inspiration. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to work with these letters. Now, what have we got? We've got the M, we've got the W, we've got a T, we've got a Y, and we have an H, and a P, and a C. Right, so that is my basic little thing what I've come up with for this present sigil. You can completely, absolutely leave it at that, nobody's stopping you, but what I like to do is go in and give these some little embellishments, because who doesn't like faffing around? And this is something you can take as much or as little time on as you want. There's absolutely nobody dictating you how to do it, what to do with it, to do it at all. Like I said, this is completely up to you and your character. How do you want to go about it? Do you want to do anything at all? So yeah, this is all in the creative purpose. And obviously while you're doing this, you focus on your intent and what you want the sigil to do for you. As ever, with witchcraft, intent is everything. So yeah, you can, like I said, take as much time or as little time as you want. I'm feeling quite happy with this one. Take as much or as little time as you want. You can use whatever medium you want. You can draw something in the sand. You can make little clay shapes and incorporate herbs or spices, whatever needs to be sort of like in relation to your spell. You can draw these on the bottoms of your shoes. You can paint them on the inside of your binders for school. You can literally whatever you can imagine where you can stick a sigil, that works. So yeah, that is how I make my sigil. I hope you find this useful. So yeah, that's how I make my sigils. I've developed that out of trial and error, as well as using, I think I mentioned, the Witch of Wonderlust's wonderful sigil making video, and shook that up a little bit with some other things as well. I'm going to give you a little disclaimer. This is not the way to construct a sigil. There are, I don't know how many ways out there. You can use a sigil wheel, you can use numerology, you can use a numerology cube thing. Never worked for me. I'm not a sort of, no. So this method is like a free creative flow kind of thing to do to create a sigil. Like I said, I prefer this way. You might prefer another way. Try it out. Try different techniques. Try different mediums. You can, I think I briefly mentioned some in the video, but you can use pen and paper. You can inscribe them on the soles of your shoes. You can stitch them into the inside of a jacket. You can make a clay sigil. You can scratch them in the sand. You can scratch them in the snow. You can lay them out with salt. Words. You can lay them out with salt. You can paint them on your door with lemon water or moon water. They're like, honestly, be creative, do your thing. It's your practice. So I hope you find some value in that, and I'll see you next time.